yet, but these times.
Yeah. Why? Just why does it have to happen? Just 1 second. Why?
What to do? Oh,
why? Okay, we're good. Why?
Wait, are we live?
Yeah, we live.
Oh,
no, we're on for like 30 seconds.
Shit.
All
right. No intro today. We just going right to it.
Do we want to go right to it? Because I'm. I don't know. At this moment, should we or not? Because
I say let's restart it. Can we restart it?
Yeah, we'll just keep going through. No one's looking, so we could. All right, here we go. We'll start right.
We got somebody right now.
All right, we will start from the top right now.
Sorry, this is really unprofessional right now.
Yeah, sorry, folks. 1 second here, as I will just 1 second. Davante Adams, for you guys. Why?
Yeah, I was getting ready for the show, and so I looked at my phone. So what the fuck? Yeah. Guess it's not too surprising.
No.
But I mean, it's kind of the writing was kind of on the wall, I mean, I was thinking that Rodgers comes back, he'd come back, but I don't know. It seems like the Packers were willing to match the offer too. He just wanted to go to the Raiders, but I mean, this I don't understand. If you're going to trade him, right?
Yes.
You got to get something good back from it. Now, obviously, a first is a first.
Yes.
But
what else do we get?
But the Raiders are like picking 22.
Yeah.
This is like a Packers draft pick. So you're going to take the best receiver in the league, draft him or trade him for a pick number 22, maybe a pick next year, but you don't know how good the Raiders are going to be next year.
Nope.
I don't see that. I mean, this seems to me like Adams wanted to go to the Raiders, but he doesn't have a no-trade clause.
No.
If he wants to get traded, screw him.
Exactly.
Trade him to whoever has the best draft pick. That is what I don't understand.
I mean, I don't know, because apparently it's been going on for the past couple of days with Rob saying that he just reported it's like been going on the past few days, and then talks got fired up. Rodgers, he knew it was never going to happen with him staying, apparently. And now we get to it. We just get to it. Just why?
All right. So,
all right. Let's go to 30 seconds because
let's start it up.
All right, let's go. Let's just go right away. Hello, folks. Welcome to Pack Reacts. I am your co-host, Jimmy Hadler, with Mike, and we'll be talking our Packers stuff tonight with Davante Adams getting traded as it just came out today, and we'll be talking some other Packer free agency moves that have occurred and cap space issues. All right, let's get started with this. Just rip off the bandy with Davante Adams. Honestly, what the heck happened? Honestly, I hate this.
So, the other big loss tonight, it's my favorite jersey. Wore this to Lambeau last year. I just like the way this one looks, and guess it's gonna get retired. I mean, I'll probably still wear it, but
I'll still wear mine. Man, I got Rodgers here, so hey, we're wearing the photo outfit.
Well, he's on the team for now, right? Until apparently he knew about this, but
yes.
And this is crazy, and I was not expecting this. So, apologies, anyone out there. Elijah, it seems like we have Elijah in the chat right now.
Elijah, that's great.
Do you know Elijah?
That's a Steeler fan. That's the
Steeler fan. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with Mitchell Trubisky with the Steelers, But no, I mean, now we were saying last week, wide receiver is a priority. Well, now it's really a priority. I mean, it's one of these things where you had one receiver that was elite. Then you had, big drop off after that.
Yep.
So now you just really flattened your mountain where EQ just got signed by the Bears. Did you see that?
Yes, I saw that.
So there goes another one.
So now, Do you re-sign MVS?
Yeah, I think you would have to, right? I mean, you got the cap space now,
Yep.
but that 10 million, I'd rather put the Davante than I'd put MVS.
Exactly.
MVS is, you know, what we were saying last week about the 49ers game was he kind of opened things up through his speed downfield. He would have opened Adams up over the middle.
Yep.
Without Adams, he's the guy. Is that who you want to be, the guy? I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean, there's like no number one wide receiver anymore because Allen Robinson got signed by the Rams, and now we basically have to rely on the draft. The draft is our must of 16. You have to hit a home run with this. When Rodgers signs that deal, you have to hit that home run badly. Otherwise, nothing. He's going to want out.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm looking at the Sport Track right here. Who's available? Obviously, Julio Jones, but I don't want Julio personally. I just think he's too often injured for what he's going to command. Again, if you're going to give that kind of money to a receiver, why don't you give it just to Davante? I mean, I know he didn't seem like he didn't want to come back to Green Bay. That might be the problem. Yeah. But I mean, Will Fuller is probably going to happen now. I would say, given LaFleur's background with him, and it seemed like they wanted him last time. I would probably maybe bet money that he's in Green Bay.
Yep, I would too.
Yeah, I mean, Juju is an option too for your buddy.
Yeah,
on the Steelers, but I don't know. Right now, if I had a guess, I'd probably say Will Fuller is in the Packers uniform next year. I mean, you got to add somebody in free. You can't just go into the draft hoping you get. You have to get somebody in free agency now. I mean, it's. I think it's imperative. I mean, we were already light at receiver as it was, and now we have no one.
Yeah, it's just why. Like you're basically now depending on, because we know it's a first round. I don't know what the other picks were. Is like you have the first, so now you must go. I feel like they'll go heavy on wide receiver this draft. And that's going to take a while for the development, chemistry, because it takes a process for Rodgers with his wide receiver core. It's going to take a process. We all know that. But yeah.
I mean, I have a feeling that you would think that Rodgers would have had to know this before signing his deal.
Yes.
But also why wouldn't you go to Denver at that point? I mean, if you had the opportunity to go to Denver, why come back to Green Bay if Adams wasn't going to be part of it? I don't know. That doesn't really make sense to me. I don't think really anything is going to make sense to me unless you hear from Rodgers himself or hear from Davante and kind of get some more information. I mean, right now it's just kind of raw for everybody, I think. So it's kind of tough.
Yep.
It's 2 picks and a player. Okay, so let's see. So
wait,
you want to talk about that? Let's talk about
let's talk about that. It has to be a wide receiver. If it's Hunter Renfrow, I will love that, but I doubt it.
Could be. No, it very well could be.
I think that's what I'm. Let's see.
By the way,
yes.
You want to change the YouTube video title to put something about Davante in there?
Yes, let's change it. I'll edit it right now.
We might get some people searching it, because it's a hot topic right now.
Got it. Davante Adams. We'll get more viewers than Grossi does, obviously.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, but maybe we could be everyone's got a clickbait at some point, If the professionals do it, we can do it too.
Exactly. Adam Schefter does that for a living.
True. I could see it being Hunter Renfrow. I mean, I think that's a good point.
It has. It's like you cannot go without a wide receiver from that trade. I swear. Like, just that's my question of who is it going to be, and what are we doing out of it?
Could it be Darren Waller? I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of a.
I would like that too. I mean, I feel like you have to give up. It's got to be like somebody on there at least. Because Adam just reported that. Hold on. Packers have been in the market this week to add another veteran wide receiver. Per league sources, this is this doesn't figure to change. So we might trade for a wide receiver.
Wait, to trade?
Add a wide receiver. To add another.
Right, but it doesn't say trade.
Yeah, no trade.
I mean, that's what I pulled up, the free agent. And that's what I'm saying. Will Fuller, I think, is probably a given now. I mean, it doesn't seem like he has much of a market, right?
No.
I mean, have you heard any rumblings of anyone interested in him?
I have not heard anything I've heard nothing about it. Nothing.
Technically, Jarvis, I think, is still on the market, right?
Yes. And the Packers are interested in him, so I would expect them to go after him. I would expect that.
Again, Julio Jones is kind of a write-off for me. I don't think you go for him, and not for what.
I don't like him. He's declined, and with the injury, like he hasn't been the same since the Falcons went to the Super Bowl. Really, like he was great in receiving yards, but he's not the same dude. He's not.
Yeah, I feel like this whole episode, we just had so much things to talk about, and it kind of just threw to the wayside here. But I don't know. I mean, I don't want to speculate. That's not too interesting, I guess. But it's kind of one of these situations where you could do all the research and all the preparation, and then just bomb gets dropped on you, and you're like, oh, well, that's useless. I mean, I'm just kind of sitting on Twitter right now, kind of looking at what's going on. I mean, I see one tweet here about, on the bright side that Adams won't be forced the ball anymore, which was a large reason we lost in the San Francisco game.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's a solution. I don't think you want to get rid of Adams because you forced it to him,
No.
Damn.
Just one of those times, like you have it, like you have the QB, you have wide receiver, and just nothing. Just it's like they haven't.
Everyone was focusing on Rodgers in the combine, asking Goody, has there been any trade talks for Rodgers? They should have asked him about Adams. See what his response was there. That would have been interesting because he was adamant, no, we're not trading Rodgers, but no one asked him about, are you going to tag and trade Adams? And that was one of the things we discussed, was not, I think, last week. I mean, it was definitely in my head if I didn't say it out loud, but
yeah.
I mean, I'd much rather tag and trade him than lose him altogether. So in that aspect, it's definitely not the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah, I mean, it helps us, but now I'm just like, what are we doing now? What is like the next move for us for wide receiver? Because that's my question.
I mean, this smells to me as it's not a Packer move. It's a Davante Adams wanting to get out of Green Bay. I do not know why. It seemed like he was happy in Green Bay. Who knows? He's building a family. Maybe he doesn't really want to be in the Wisconsin area. Yeah, I mean, it seems like he's going back to Derek Carr, who's obviously his quarterback in college. And again, if I'm the Packers, I'm not necessarily. Why would I want to make Davante happy? I mean, if he's trying to force himself out of Green Bay and you're willing to offer him what the Raiders offered him, say, hey, look, Davante, you don't have a no trade clause. I could trade you to whoever I want. I'm going to get the best draft pick I can. Like, I don't think there's, I think that's almost malpractice in that situation to trade him to the Raiders just because Derek Carr and him. All right, so here's the answer. So the Packers receiving a first and a second round in this year's draft in exchange for Davante Adams. That's it.
No player?
Nope. I mean, I don't see how that, and that's what I was worried about. I was worried about a first and second. I mean, if anything, get a first, second, and a first next year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why would you
sense.
do that? That's not a blockbuster trade to me. I mean, I guess it's a receiver, but
it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't like. What the heck is what I like to know is what is Gutekunst doing? That's what I like to know.
Again, I don't think he really had a choice. I think Adams wanted out.
Probably at this rate, he must have.
Definitely. If they were willing to match that offer, and he wanted to go elsewhere, I just don't understand why. If you can only get one first round pick for him, get a higher pick.
Exactly. You go after like one of the worst teams in the NFL. Just go after.
I mean, you can't tell me the Jets wouldn't have jumped to get Davante Adams.
Exactly.
That's the big. What really doesn't sit well with me is where the pick is.
That's exactly.
Because I mean, now the Packers probably likely going to have to trade up. So let's say the Packers take that first and second round just to get in the range where they probably would have gotten if they traded him to the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
So now you only get one player. That's if you want to, So now that's the other question. So another thing I pulled up here was who the receivers are in the draft. And again, I wasn't expecting this, so I didn't do a ton of research on this. But obviously, I said this last week.
Yeah.
I like Chris Olave at Ohio State. Garrett Wilson, obviously, at Ohio State as well. Here, the best, Drake London out of USC is apparently the best receiver in the draft. They haven't done a ton of research on him.
Okay.
But and then there's Jamison Williams out of Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I mean, Goody does well in the draft. He does well. He likes to trade up in the first round, definitely. We can look at his history from that. He's mostly hit home runs besides Jordan Love because Jordan Love hasn't played much. So now I'm wondering, what are we doing? With Gutekunst, I guess he really thinks this is one of the best draft classes in a while, I guess. He thinks this is a very good draft class. So he thinks since you're forced to give up Davante, you might as well draft another receiver. It makes them get a cheaper deal and help save the cap issues, I guess.
I mean, I think you have to draft receiver now. I mean,
yeah, if you don't go wide receiver in the first or whichever in the first pick, what are we doing? What are we doing? Is my question.
Well, I mean, the Packers have to get somebody before the draft. That's the other thing. I mean, you can't go into the draft with where we're at now. So they're going to have to sign somebody.
Exactly.
Or trade for somebody.
Exactly.
No, this is kind of a loss of words, honestly, which isn't good because we're on a, talk show. But I mean, I just don't see this being a good move for the Packers at all.
I don't either.
I think it's definitely the Raiders won the trade.
Yep.
I mean, I think the Packers probably got into a situation where Davante didn't want to come back.
Yep.
If you're in that and you're forced to trade him, then get as much as you can for him. Don't just appease him.
Yeah.
That is what I don't get. Now, maybe no one else wanted. I mean, I have no idea, but maybe Raiders are the only one that was interested in Adams. I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, same. I mean, it's just because if you're gonna give him up and you if he forces way, which you said there's no trade clause in there of his contract, then he must have had influence of where he was gonna pull Gronkowski and says, I'm not going until I go to that team of where he goes to, and it worked out for Davante.
Right. So apparently Rasul Douglas is coming back. Wish I was more excited.
Woo! That's something.
I mean, it's good. But
we run it back except Davante
Adams for Rasul Douglas. I don't know.
No.
I mean, I like Rasul Douglas, don't get me wrong, but it kind of seems like a consolation prize almost at this point.
Yeah.
And I hate that because I really want him to come back and I should be more happy, but
yeah, it's just one of those nights where literally you're happy and then something just comes and ruins the night. It's got to be by looking at this now, I guarantee they have to go after Jarvis Landry, somebody big. I feel like you have to go after, maybe trade for someone with that draft capital and go after a wide receiver. I feel like they have to do something. They have to get a wide receiver before this draft. If they don't, I don't understand this. I don't understand, Brian. I just don't. I honestly just don't.
I really think Will Fuller is going to be in the Packers. I don't know why. I just have a feeling. I might go see if any of these sports books are taking any wagers that he's going to be on the Packers. But I mean, I'm just looking at this list and I'd probably say MVS has a chance of coming back, but is he really worth $10 million? I mean, we said last week, is he worth $10 million? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think you're forced to now.
I mean,
you're forced to do it with that deal because now he's getting he has more what Rodgers had. It was he has the cards now. MVS has the card. So now he's going to use that advantage since you just lost Davante and then just spend it. That's what I'm thinking. Like they have to do that. I feel like they have to do something like that. But
No, this is crazy.
this is, I mean,
I just don't understand how you can only get a first and a second late round picks.
I don't. Yeah, I don't get why. Because you look at the other like trades that have happened throughout years, has been like 2 first rounders, a first round definitely, and then you look at the Khalil Mack trade. It's been like cheap with a second and sixth round. Like this rate, no one's willing to go first rounders except the Raiders. Like you can go look at the Bears. They gave up 2 first rounders for Khalil Mack back in the day. But I mean, all I'll say basically is that we're better than the Lions, better than the Bears. Vikings, I mean, it's the Vikings as well. But
Yeah, I mean, so I'm trying to find, what did Julio Jones get traded for last year again?
I think it was, let me see. I think it was like a second round pick or third. It was like something low ball is what he got. He did not get a first
He
round.
got quite a bit.
But he did get quite a bit. Let me see. Trade details. He
Second
got,
round pick.
yeah.
So, and that's for half a year, right? So
Yeah.
the Falcons got a second round pick for Julio Jones for half a year to the Titans.
Yep.
He was basically hurt in the beginning.
Yep.
And well, I guess the Titans draft pick is worse than the Raiders. Okay, so we get a few spots above that.
Okay.
And then we get a first in addition. So it's really, we traded him for a first. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, also, if you go back to when Adams got drafted, right?
Yes. So you got drafted in the second round.
Second round, but do you know where in the second round?
Where
I was gonna say, if you had 2 picks, you took a second round and turned into 2 firsts.
Yeah, that's
and you got all that production over the years, right?
yeah.
Yeah, you really took a second round pick, got a second round pick back, got all the production. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But really just got a first.
Let me see. Where did he? What draft pick was he? Draft pick. He went the 53rd in the
23rd.
Yeah, in the 2014 draft.
And then the Packers are getting. Let's see. $22 and 53rd. What's the chances of that?
I mean,
wow.
Okay, so basically, you set yourselves up for a future Davante Adams, basically, while going after a first rounder. So if the first 2 or the first, like in the first 3 picks, they will pick probably 2 receivers, by my guess.
No, I don't think you do that. I still think you got to get one.
I mean,
because there's too many other needs to just double up. I don't know, maybe.
I mean, they did that with the wide receivers back in the 2018 draft, and then you saw with when the Packers signed the Smith brothers, and then they go after Rashawn Gary with the first pick.
Tweet signing out here. So Packers drafted Adams with the 3rd pick in the second round, right?
Yes, second round. Hold on. Let me see. Where is it? 53rd.
In 2014.
He was
now 8 years later, right?
Yes.
8 years later, they get that 53rd pick back.
Yeah.
And an additional first round pick.
Because I'm looking at when he in his draft class of like his round, the only receivers from his round after him were Allen Robinson, Jarvis Landry, and that was it from that round. So it's definitely like you can go in the second round. There's definitely a possibility where they can succeed in that.
Man, sorry, I'm just kind of at a loss of words.
I am too. I just don't understand. So now we're looking at it as like they have they have two first round picks, two second round picks, one third, two fourths, and probably a fifth, and then 6, 7.
Yeah, so 2 firsts, 2 seconds, but they're all late. They're all late. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's the problem.
Which I expect them to do. This is where you have to trade up. Is my best guess. That's where I would guess. That's where I would have to guess.
I mean, I guess that's the good thing about getting a second this year is that they play immediately. If you got 2 firsts,
yeah, then you have to wait like the Saints one when we got that a couple of years ago when they traded what was it, Marcus Davenport for Jair Alexander in that first round pick.
Let's see that. How many teams had 2 first-round picks this year? For some reason, it seems like a lot of teams have 2 first-round picks more than usual. Like, was it possible to get 2 firsts?
I think it was possible, but I think they're trying to be careful here because I'm just looking at the teams that have 2 first round picks. The New York Giants have the 5th and 7th pick. The Jets have the 4th and 10th pick. The Philadelphia Eagles have 3 first round picks with the 15,
Really?
16, and 19 because they traded for Carson. They traded Carson Wentz away for that 1st round pick last year.
Right, and then he played 70% of snaps, right?
Yes. And that's the only reason why. If he didn't get that, it would be a 2nd round pick.
Like, that's what's crazy, you know? You basically just traded the best receiver in the game for this worse compensation than the Eagles got for Carson Wentz.
Exactly.
No.
And then Detroit has the 2nd overall pick and the last 1st round pick.
Right, but you wouldn't trade him in division. That's the thing is the Packers probably like the fact that they traded him out of the conference.
Yes.
But I don't know. To me, I would rather have a better pick for myself than worry about trading him out of the conference, especially to the Eagles. I don't think Davante Adams is making the Eagles a Super Bowl contender anytime soon.
No, they're not.
But who knows if they would have even took him? You know, I mean, we're just talking conjecture. We weren't part of those phone calls, so we really have no idea. But to me, you got to get more than a 22nd. And that's the real killer. If you told me you got a top 10 pick for Davante Adams, I'll probably be okay. You know, the fact that it's 22, it's a playoff. I mean,
yeah,
the Packers are picking out 22 and 28. So at least the Patriots were in the playoffs, right? The Steelers were in the playoffs. The Eagles weren't. So it's the 3rd slot in the playoffs.
Yes, they are, because the Eagles, Pittsburgh, and New England are all above that pick we have, and we are just above Arizona, Dallas, and Buffalo, Tennessee, and Tampa Bay. Until us. That's
all right. I mean,
I feel like
Joel Douglas just tweeted out a house porn picture. He must have got his deal. He's getting paid.
There we go.
So, no, I mean, that seems like it's getting done. And, hey, that's a pretty good consolation prize. I'm feeling a little bit better seeing that, you know. Still in shock.
You want to know the interesting fact, though, when we played without Davante Adams?
Yeah, so go ahead.
We're 7-0 since 2019 without Davante Adams. Ever since he's gotten hurt, we've been undefeated without him.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's more of an anomaly than fact.
Yes,
I don't think that's a reason not to bring Davante back. I think,
I know.
Yeah, I know people have been saying that online, but I really kind of don't care.
Yeah,
I know you're just saying it because you see it, but like you don't take the best receiver in the league and become better with him off the field.
Exactly.
Especially when you have no one else to throw to. If you had other people to throw to, and Adams, I mean, Rodgers was just keying in on Adams. That's one thing. I mean, he was just keying in on Adams, but now he has no one. So
yeah,
I don't know. I mean
Lazard's
going to have to step up, and the Packers are going to have to sign somebody.
I feel like, to me, the way I think it's going to go is like they get like somebody good in the market. They get somebody in the market before draft. They go after defensive tackle. and wide receiver in with their first 2 first-round picks, but I feel like they're going to trade up one of those because every time I think last year was the first time I never seen Brian trade up, and this is the time I think they will trade. Like they will go for it. Like I think this is a time where they have to they want to make that splash because I remember a couple years ago, like during that Jordan Love draft, like they wanted Justin Jefferson, which was never going to happen. They tried to trade up, and the Vikings snagged him, but that wasn't really the main reason why, though.
Right. I mean, if you could have got Justin Jefferson for Davante Adams, I would have done that all day. But
yeah,
I don't know.
All right.
I think maybe we just move on because I don't think there's anything we're going to say that's going to make us feel any better at this point. I think it just kind of is what it is.
Yep.
Hopefully we get somebody else. I mean, Will Fuller is not an answer in my opinion either. He's been hurt too much. Last year was he even good last year? He hardly played on Miami, right?
He didn't play that much. I think he was hurt.
He was hurt, right?
Yeah, he was hurt. All right. We'll get
All right.
let's get
what
to
else do we got on the deck?
All right. Bad news here. The Packers cut Zadarius Smith, but he is still a free agent though.
I did see that. Yeah, he went to the Ravens for a hot second and said nope and backed out of that deal. I do not know why. Maybe he had a similar contract as Randy Gregory, whatever that guy's name is from
I think that's
the Cowboys. Why. I don't know, but yeah, that was pretty odd. It kind of came out of nowhere today, and it was kind of a red flag in my eyes. Like, why did that happen? But
yeah,
no.
I mean, I heard that the Packers offered kind of a similar contract for Zadarius Smith, like that deal, but I don't think it was ever gonna happen between those two teams. Like I don't think he's ever gonna come back to the Packers. I honestly don't think it's gonna happen.
No, I don't think you want to bring him back anyway. Not at that price. Not with the back injury. The back injuries were scary to me.
Yeah.
Now, obviously he's a good player, but not. I wouldn't give him much more than 5, 6, maybe 7 million. I know he only was getting 8, so
yeah.
I mean, he wasn't getting super overpaid in Baltimore if he would have taken that deal, but I don't know why he backed out either. He also seemed kind of, I don't know. I always liked him when he was in Green Bay. I thought the team really took to him well. Him not getting the captain last year was kind of weird to me, and I do not know why that happened.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of a red flag. And then kind of this whole not getting a deal seemed like, now I'm not saying that his injury wasn't real, because I think it was, and that's another reason why I'm scared is because of the back injury. But it did seem like he kind of, was checked out with the Packers a little bit to me. Yeah. So I don't know, but obviously it's sad to see him go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think Rashawn Gary's going to fill his shoes.
Yeah.
Just fine. I mean, we didn't even have him all of last year, so it's not like it's a huge loss.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll do well wherever he goes next, but I think it's kind of time to just move on. And I think Preston, deserved his contract. Obviously, Devondre, thank God he's back.
Yep.
Now we got Rasul back.
Yep.
Defense, I think, is in great shape. Getting Jair back, obviously, from injury.
Yep. And then they just restructured Adrian Amos's contract today and did a pay cut on Randall Cobb. They did today also.
Well, yeah, and we were saying that last week, right? Not to toot our own horns, but I said, I think Randall Cobb will be back on a pay cut. You can't do it at $8 million, but where else is Randall going to go? He's kind of tied to Rodgers' hip at this point in his career. So I think that was the right move.
Yes.
I think the Packers have been doing everything right up to about 20 minutes ago.
Yep.
And I don't know if that was their choice or not, but hey, I'd rather get something for him than nothing. So it was a good thing we tagged him.
Yeah. I mean, definitely like Brian did the right move, but I feel like to me, it wasn't like, I feel like it came down to the relationship, like what they were trying to offer. And I think the cap space really hurt them and like forced them to make that trade because they couldn't do it like that. I don't think they could have done that long-term deal with him. I really don't think they could have.
I think they could have.
I feel like the cap space would have hurt them though. Like it's like,
well,
I feel like it still would have hurt them though.
It's kind of what we went back to saying last week. It's like if we're gonna go all in with Rodgers, you got to go all in all over the place.
Exactly.
You don't want to go in the middle. And we were going to suck when Rodgers retires anyway, or was traded, or just leaves the team, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
So we might as well take the opportunity we have right now and hope we win a Super Bowl.
Yes.
Now you're kind of in the middle again because you just traded Davante. Now again, it might be out of their hands because he might have said, "Hey, I'm never going to play for the Packers." But I mean, maybe it was that. I don't know. I don't know. I think that the Packers probably handled it pretty incorrectly.
Yes.
Last year when they kind of cut off talks with him.
Yes.
I didn't really understand that. I think deals like that you want to get done early because, like, what you saw what happened with Christian Kirk.
Yep.
You have some crazy deal that makes it unreasonable.
Exactly.
I mean, people were saying Davante wanted $30 million. He got $28 million. I would have given 28. I mean,
I would have too.
Better than 30, obviously.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's obviously worth 25, right? Because I think somebody else is making 25. Christian Kirk is worth 22, apparently.
I think it was DeAndre Hopkins that got that 25, 26 million contract per season. I think it was because he was the originally highest paid guy.
Yep. So, I mean, obviously, I think DeAndre and Davante are kind of tier one and 1A, 1B, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, as time goes on, the price is going to go up. So 28 seems about the right number to me. And it seems like the Packers are willing to match it. So it's not the money.
Yeah.
Comes down to, I think Davante wanted probably to go back to play with Derek Carr, which I don't really get.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. Like, I understand they're probably friends from college and all that, and that's great. But, I mean, the Packers have a much better chance to win than the Raiders.
Exactly.
Davante Adams joining is not going to help their chances to go to the Super Bowl enough that I think they're going to – I mean, let's look at it, right?
Yeah.
The Broncos just got a ton better. The Chiefs are the Chiefs.
Yes. Chargers got a whole bunch of defense.
Chargers is a good team.
Yeah.
You think Davante Adams is going to be what brings the Raiders over the hump?
No.
So I don't understand. I don't understand. Like we were saying that why would Rodgers want to go to Denver?
Yeah. If he knows it could be the best chance for him to stay here.
Right. Now, Davante, I mean, Rodgers could have changed Denver more than Davante could change the Raiders, in my opinion.
Definitely think, but
it's pretty fishy. I really don't understand. Usually I try to look at every situation and kind of understand it, and you kind of can see through things.
Yeah.
I don't understand this from Davante's perspective, honestly. Other than this family perspective, maybe he wanted to just get out of Green Bay and raise his kids somewhere else. I don't think that's why you make a move, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I feel like
it hurts. I'll be honest.
I feel like, well, I wasn't born for this. I don't know if you were born for this, but I feel like it goes back in the 90s with the Sterling Sharp era with Favre, and Sterling Sharp wanted the contract. He won that extension, and the Packers never gave it to him, let him go, and he never did anything when he left because of that injury that cost him his career.
Yeah. I was alive for it because Sterling Sharp was on the Super Bowl team, right?
Yes, I think so. He was. Yes, he was on. Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was. So obviously I was born in 95, so just look it up. I don't want to say something wrong and look dumb, but
I remember like Ron Wolf wasn't going to give him the contract, and now I feel like this is kind of a similar situation with Gutekunst and Adams. Like I feel like it raises me some questions about the front office. Like, what is the front office like trying to accomplish here? Like, are you trying to go all in, or are you trying to rebuild? Like we were just saying, of being in the middle. Like you have to go all in if you're committing to Rodgers. You have to go all in all the time.
Right. So apparently, Sterling Sharp actually his last season on Green Bay was 94.
Oh.
And the Packers won the Super Bowl January 26, 97. So he was not on that team.
No, he was not. No. All right, so
that's a little bit before our time. I wasn't alive when Sterling Sharp was on the Packers. So that's why I'm not the expert there. But sorry for any Packers historians out there. But no, I mean,
it gives me a little more hope. It gives me a tiny bit of hope that like Okay, they can win without one of Favre's best receivers. And now with Rodgers out, with Rodgers without Davante, maybe something. But who knows? Honestly, this anymore. Who knows? But at least we got some draft capital. That's what I was happy about. And then with Za'Darius, he great with us, but you had to let it go, and he's never coming back for the Packers. I guarantee that, unless he goes for a very takes the 1-year contract. As if you ever watched The Last Dance with Michael Jordan, it's like if everyone was offered one contract, you don't think everyone would come back. And I don't see that with Za'Darius Smith at all. I honestly don't.
I don't think Za'Darius Smith comes back. Definitely not this year, and
No.
I don't think in the future. No. The Packers are Matt Schneidman. It came to him wanting out and to play with Derek Carr. Yeah, obviously it's clear, but why do the Packers appease that?
Yeah, why do they give into that is my question. Why are they giving into Davante's demand or his request? That's my question.
He didn't have a no trade clause, right? I don't think he would have gotten that back then when he first.
I thought he didn't have it, but let me check again because I feel like there's something in the contract where if you have a no trade clause, you get something in return for that. I feel like.
Well, that's what do you call it? I'm really blanky right now. Houston's quarterback, Deshaun Watson. Sorry.
Yes.
Deshaun Watson has a no trade clause. That's why he's shopping around teams right now, and apparently he just picked the Falcons.
Yes.
I don't think Adams has a no trade clause.
Yeah.
I would have heard that if he did, and I'm almost certain he doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. But
so why would you just do something to appease him? The Packers were never willing to just appease Rodgers, so why appease Davante?
That's my.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't have a no trade clause because he's on a what do you call it? A franchise tag.
Yeah.
And I don't think a franchise tag can stop. You can't pick what team you're gonna go.
No, the team the franchise gets to pick. You don't. That's how it goes. Franchise tags.
Because he's not even on a contract right now.
No, because he didn't. I don't believe he signed the franchise tag because the Packers placed it on it. They placed it on it, but I don't know if he ever signed the deal in order to get traded. That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah. The Packers definitely could have traded him wherever they wanted to, and unfortunately, they picked the team he wanted to go to. Hey, if that was the best they could get, then that's one thing. But I just find that hard to believe. I really do.
I do too.
But hey, it'll be nice having four picks in the first 2 days of the draft. Maybe we'll have to go to Las Vegas now.
Yeah.
When's the draft?
I think it's April.
April, right?
It's in April 24th, 26th-ish. Oh no, 28th. It's the 28th of April.
Maybe we're gonna have to take a flight out there. Now it's more interesting. Now we got 2 picks.
Yeah, definitely.
But all right, so let's move on because I feel like we're just dwelling on this, and it's not the most interesting.
All right.
Conversation. So,
all right. Greenwood's placed a second-round tender on Allen Lazard.
We said that last week. It's what makes sense.
Yep.
I almost kind of wish he gets picked now. Now we'll have 3 draft picks. Let's just get all the draft picks. We're going to get
load up.
Get rid of all our receivers. We're going to just draft a whole new receiving core in the first 2 rounds of the draft.
Exactly.
Probably not the worst idea.
No, it ain't the worst idea. Now, because if that happens, you're fully stocked up and literally just going all in. And you might have just basically it's Rodgers and the new receivers get on the same page. That's basically it.
Yeah. But I don't think anyone gives up a second for Allen Lazard. If basically the Raiders were able to give up a second and a first for Adams, Lazard's not worth a second. So he'll be back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was the right move, as we said last week, and wasn't surprising. Another guy that's out there is Big Bob Tonyan. I think you got to bring him back for sure now.
I'm wondering if they're placing a tender, or you actually have to sign a contract.
No, they can't. They already. I don't think he was a restricted free agent actually, but they already did their tenders yesterday before the league year, and everyone basically came back except like Henry Black, which was a little bit surprising.
Yeah, that surprised me a bit.
Somebody else, but wasn't too much of a note. The other person, but Henry Black definitely didn't get it.
Yeah,
they gave it to like Randy Ramsey. I think Malik Taylor was on a restricted free agent.
Yeah.
So Malik Taylor will be back, you know.
I mean, at least we get something there. Get him back.
This is going to become a Malik Taylor Stan account, you know.
All right. Next topic is Davante Campbell re-signs with the Packers.
That's correct. We've said that, and that is a positive. Obviously, a good thing. It was interesting how he didn't sign the contract till today. I thought that was an interesting move by the Packers to get under the cap, and wasn't expecting that, but it was pretty creative and you know, yes, kind of risky, right? What happens if you put a Randy Gregory on you and just went to the Broncos overnight? But no, I don't think that was ever going to happen, and
no.
It was obviously a good signing at $10 million a year for Davante Campbell. I would take that, you know. I think that was a good deal, and that's all I really have to say. Happy he's back.
Yeah, I mean he did phenomenal. He cost us $2 million off the market just to really come in, and then he does so well. He becomes an All-Pro, and we pay him $10 million. Like I'll take that deal any day. Like that's one of the cheap. I think like that's a very cheap contract. Despite giving him $10 million per year, I think he's definitely worth that, and he gets.
Yeah. And think about this: he was definitely worth more than $2 million last year. So if anything, it's like back pay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you know let's say he was worth $7 million last year. He's probably worth more than that. Yeah. But so now he's kind of smooths it out. Well, you're paying him for last year too, $5 million there, and you can take $5 million off the future years. I know that's not how the cap works, but if you just think about it logically, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's not overpaying for him because you were underpaying him.
Exactly.
So he's just kind of making up for lost earnings at this point. So, and I still think it's a good deal just at $10 million. So, there's no downside there. That's what I'm saying. I think the Packers done everything right up to an hour ago. So, definitely a positive having him back for sure.
I mean, the Packers don't have to worry about linebacker issues from now on. They don't have to worry about the draft unless you want to go after depth, but they really don't have to worry about linebacker issues anymore.
Yeah, the law firm is back together. I don't know if you saw my meme that I put out there.
I did see that meme.
It's actually an old one. I kind of recycled it, but you probably haven't heard this commercial because you're not from New York, but there's Salino and Barnes is a law firm. What do you call it? Nagler has referenced this before.
Oh.
They used to market a lot in the New York area. And apparently the guys got in a fight one day and they broke up the law firm and they're not together anymore. I think actually one unfortunately died in a plane crash. Pretty sad, but no, it kind of sounds similar, you know, like Chris Barnes and Campbell. So Campbell and Barnes. So it's pretty funny, but so obviously, Davante Campbell coming back, great thing for the Packers.
I love that move too with him coming back. Then you have Chris Barnes. Then you have Joe Barry, who really Campbell was a leader on that field and off the field. Like he helped the Packers defense be so much better than what it was with Penn. It made it so phenomenally good, and he always make the tackles. And now Blake Martinez down the field.
Yeah, I mean Blake Martinez was making basically that when he went to the Giants. I know he took a pay cut this year in his restructure, but you know, if I could get Davante Campbell for that amount or Blake Martinez for that amount, definitely taking Davante Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do we have any other topics?
What is the latest on Rasul Douglas's contract? Was it just he's coming home?
I don't know. I don't think it's came out yet, but it seems like for sure he's coming back now that they have the cap space.
Yes. I'm wondering what is it supposed to be?
Once the Adams trade becomes official, Green Bay is expected to sign Rasul Douglas. And again, very happy that Rasul Douglas is staying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's to lose Adams for Rasul Douglas. I don't think that's a good trade-off.
Nope.
But
I mean,
now I'm seeing a picture of OBJ in a Packers uniform. Do they not understand that OBJ can't play to the playoffs at earliest?
Exactly. That I'm great. OBJ, you can have him, but he's not going to be right for us, and nor like you're not going to have a chemistry develop with OBJ. It's not going to work out unless you're Cam Akers, who somehow comes off, gets ready like very early instead of being out the whole season.
That's if you make the playoff.
Yeah.
Right. You need right now without it with the receiver core where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably the Packers make the playoffs.
Like
Hopefully,
wild card.
but I mean, I don't think you're a Super Bowl contender with the
No.
receiver core the way it is right now. I mean, it's tough. You could have the best quarterback in the league, but if no one can catch the ball,
yeah.
I mean, he can't go throw it and run 60 yards and catch it himself.
Exactly.
We've never really seen Rodgers without a receiving core, you know? I mean, we have last year a little bit, but we had Adams, right?
I mean,
this is kind of uncharted territory with you have a MVP quarterback who's getting older, and right now no one to throw to.
I mean, like back when they run the table, you can look at the wide receiver core when they just had like you had Cobb, Adams, Cobb, like they were all there, but Davante wasn't developed yet, and like it took time, and like from that like hump, they got over the hump of like that being down 4-6, and they got like that wide receivers there. Then you go into like I remember Jordy Nelson being out for the year, and he had to deal with that through like the Arizona playoffs of being without his wide receivers, and then Cobb goes down. I mean, like Rodgers, like he can do it, but he needs like a lot of chemistry with his receivers.
And we were saying last week, usually receivers take 1 to 2 years to really get up to speed.
Exactly. But now looking at this,
you don't have 1 to 2 years.
Nope.
That's why you need. That's why now the Packers need to get somebody either by trade or in the free agency. And like I was saying, Julio Jones, maybe you got to get him, but he's 33.
I mean, I don't know if I trust him there of like all of his injury issues, and then does he still have the speed? Is he still like dynamic there? That's my question of Julio.
No, I'm not on board with Julio really. Jarvis, I would be on board with.
I want
depending
Jarvis.
on how much he costs. Will Fuller, hopefully. I mean, he was pretty good on Houston before he got suspended.
I mean, there's Cole Beasley out there, but I don't know about him.
Cole Beasley.
Yeah, he got released.
I mean, now you don't need the COVID vaccine anymore, so that's okay, right?
I mean, we might as well go try out for the Packers and go for us to go to the Green Bay Packers, see if we can throw Aaron Rodgers or like be with his receivers and win the Super Bowl.
You got Tom Grossi out there, right? He was trying to get on the team. Now maybe they're going to give him a call.
I think we could definitely make the team of posting our videos out there is what we will have to beat. That'll have to be the thing of where we get drafted in the playoffs. We get drafted for it.
I mean, man.
Yeah, and then
it's tough. It really is tough. And I don't know. See, we got 2 people watching right now, one of which is probably me. But no, I feel everyone's pain. So if there are any Packers fans out there that are a little bit dumbfounded, I'm dumbfounded too. I kind of saw this. I was getting ready, for this. We were supposed to start at 8:30.
Yeah.
I said, let's push it up because I saw this come through, and I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah. It's like we just gotta get over the pain. And so it's only day one. It's not gonna get much better, but we'll just get over the pain. It's just only a matter of
It's
time.
tough seeing him there. I got to say, Davante was really a stand-up guy. He's one of my favorite players. So
here,
it's tough, Behind in terms of people that I really thought were true Packers through and through, in terms of how they kind of conducted themselves in interviews and everything, and for the fan base, I think Aaron Jones is up there.
Yep.
A lot of people say Rodgers took a step back this year. I mean, he kind of not necessarily this year because of the whole vaccine issue. I don't really have any issue with that. But my issue was kind of more how he kind of took the team hostage a little bit. But whatever. I mean, it's kind of in the past now.
Yep.
Davante was always, for his teammates, for everything. It's from a personal standpoint, it's pretty sad too. So obviously from a team standpoint and production on the field, it's going to be tough. But I think it's going to be even tougher just seeing him in another uniform because Davante, I feel like we kind of, in the beginning, I was against Davante. I don't know how you felt in his first few years.
I mean, to me, I didn't really First time I think it was like that playoff touchdown against Dallas in the playoffs, that no Des Bryant catch. Like that was like the first time. And then as soon as like that's over, I never saw any production. Then I was like, let's just like get rid of him, something like that, trade him maybe like that. And then finally comes like his first breakout season. Then I'm like, okay, this dude can actually do it. Now can he just keep doing it more and more? And then like I grew into like loving, like as soon as like Matt LaFleur came in, like that's when I started loving Davante Adams. Like he's great, and he will always be a great receiver, one of my favorite receivers of all time. But I feel like it's just like last year, especially like they should have paid the man, they should have kept him. But I mean, it's just what it is now. It's honestly, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah. I mean, you can only pay so many people.
Yeah.
In that aspect, I mean, you have $30 million a year in cap getting eaten up by a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Packers were willing to do it. I think you probably should have done it.
Yeah.
But if you can go out and draft Justin Jefferson at a rookie contract, obviously not Justin Jefferson, but somebody of that, ability to produce year one like that, I'm okay. I'm okay with that. But you got to go do it. You got to. There's a lot of unknowns.
Exactly. I mean, it's just like this is like they have to literally nail wide receivers this offseason. They have to get the receivers, and then this is just only a matter of time, like of them developing. And like the way we are right now, we're not a Super Bowl contending team. We're way off that. Even though the NFC is wide open, we're not up to the favorites. It's gonna be NFC North like division for us, and then divisional round. That's what it could be.
Yeah,
that's what it could be.
And then the other crazy thing I was thinking about, which I don't think is going to be a problem, hopefully, because I mean, this would be kind of a crazy move.
Yeah.
Apparently, Rodgers could retire right now, and he'd get all his guaranteed money. And there's nothing the Packers could do to stop him from doing that.
Nope.
I don't know if that kind of seems crazy to me. That what's stopping you from signing the contract the next day? Say, yep, I'm out. Thanks for all that money. I feel like there's got to be some kind of good faith clause. I don't really understand that, but otherwise you could sue and say you were negotiating in good faith. You were just trying to get a contract and retire the next day, and because we guaranteed all this stuff, you're gonna get it. I don't know, but I'd have to do more research, and which I'm trying to do. Actually, I'm trying to read up on the CBA and try to learn that stuff, but I don't know. I feel like right now you cannot go into the season the way you are a receiver. There's absolutely no way. Now, obviously, the Packers are going to draft somebody.
Yes.
We've been clamoring it for the past few years. Now it's a given. I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
You absolutely have to. And if you don't draft anybody in this draft and you go into the season like this, then you're absolutely not a Super Bowl contender. You're not even probably a 5-win contender.
Nope.
But that's not going to happen. They're going to get somebody. We know that for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to produce the way Adams did and have that chemistry with Rodgers that
those two had. I mean,
it's tough. I was not expecting this call to go this way. So,
no.
For whoever's watching, which aren't many, sorry to bore you, but I'm just kind of in shock.
I am shocked too. I mean, it's like he's been there, and it's like it's like kind of a marriage where it's like it ended. Like you don't want it to happen, but it ended. It's like, why? Just why did it have to happen? Is my question. Why did they let it happen? Let him give his request, unlike with Rodgers, and then just that, because I feel like that Rodgers, because he was willing to stay, and if he's not going to be a jerk and retire the next day, as you said, then that's great. Rodgers is more faithful or more helpful for us. But I mean, it's just a shocking ending to me. It's literally shocking ending to see that occurring.
Yeah, I mean, it really is, and I think it's a lose-lose for everybody. Honestly, I think
so too.
I think Adams loses because I don't think he's going to a Super Bowl contending team.
Nope.
And especially if the Packers are going to get that money. I mean, maybe he's that good friends with Derek Carr that he just doesn't care and wants to be near Derek Carr. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, no, at least we got something out of it instead of getting rid of him right off the spot. But I mean, it's just disappointing to see that now we have to wait till draft and hear what heck happens, what we're gonna do because now we literally have to get somebody if we want to compete for a playoff game or just to make the playoffs at this rate.
Yeah. All right. I mean, we've been going on for about an hour now.
Yep.
I think we've kind of hit on everything.
Yes.
We're feeling. If anyone wants to reach out to us on Twitter and express their pain, feel free. I think we both enjoy that because I think everyone's feeling the same pain.
Yep.
Seeing there's a few Twitter spaces going on Twitter. I don't know. Are you interested in trying to join that?
Sure. Yeah, I'd be interested in joining that.
So if anyone's watching, why don't you join over? I don't think anyone's watching, but
we have 2 people watching.
2 people. One of them is me. That's on my phone. So, so whoever the other person is, it seems like Andy Herman or Cheesehead TV is doing a Twitter space. So why don't we head over there? Maybe I'll say a few things. Maybe you'll say a few things. I feel like we're going to a funeral.
Yes. I mean, it's what it is.
You're right. It is what it is. Ultimately, we're just consumers. We're not decision makers. And even Gutekunst seems like he's a consumer, not a decision maker, because it seems like Adams told him where he wanted to go, and that's what happened. And that's really what sticks the worst for me. If the Packers get a top 10 pick for Adams, gets a second or gets a first next year, I'm feeling okay. The fact that it seemed like kind of Adams kind of marked, named where he wanted to go, and the Packers kind of followed along.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what stings for me, because I think you could have got more than pick 22 for Adams.
I definitely think so, but I mean, at least like with the draft capital, you have the 2 second rounders, which I expect a trade, but then like just looking at Brian Gutekunst, like we know he's aggressive, he's that aggressive GM. Now I'm like wondering, would Ted Thompson like rip Ted Thompson because he was one of the greats, but I'm wondering, would he have done that? Like, maybe I don't think he would have. I don't like
traded him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because Ted never was aggressive. Like he never was the only time I ever saw him do something like kind of crazy was like sign Julius Peppers or go after Charles Woodson.
Yeah, but no, I mean, again, I don't think this is a deal anyone at the Packers wanted to do. I don't think this was ever in the plans. I think it was an Adams thing, and that's another thing that really doesn't sit well with me, because I always liked Adams.
I did too.
And for him just to end like this, that's the worst part. That really is, It's not like Za'Darius. I like Za'Darius, but
Davante was like been there forever.
The writing was on the wall, and he wasn't one of my favorite players. But yeah, this one really hits hard. So, all right. So why don't we jump off here? Thanks for anybody who was watching. Now we have 3. So
thank you guys.
Thanks for the late joiners. We're gonna try doing this a little bit more often, right? I think it's fun. So
next week, are you good for next week to do kind of like almost the same time here again?
Yeah, I think so. I think next week works. The week after that, I will not be available, unfortunately. I'm going to a wedding in Texas.
Okay.
So maybe I'll see some Cowboys fans there in Dallas. So if anyone's from Dallas, hit us up in the DMs about any fun things to do. But no, I won't be here into next week. And then, I think, we're going to try to do this fairly often. So if you enjoy listening to us, I don't know why, but if you enjoy listening, feel free to follow us on Twitter. I'm sure we'll give our handles and everything at the end. And follow Jeremy on YouTube. And we'll be doing this often. I'm excited for the season. I think it's going to be a good thing once the season occurs.
Yeah.
Just to have a way to talk, and maybe we'll get some people on if we get a following here, and
we
do
should
like a 3-way.
We should be next week. We should have. I don't know if you ever heard of a Matt Rampage
from Ramage, right? Matt Ramage or Rampage?
I think it's. I can't. I don't know. I think it's Ramage. I think it's
Ramage. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he said he'd be willing to come on. He couldn't come on tonight because
yeah.
he was unavailable. Next week, he said he could come on.
I mean, if that's a big win for us,
He said,
for our third episode, we get Matt Ramage. I'm not. I probably shouldn't say this in case he's watching, but we're an hour in, so the chances of him watching this part. But I don't. He's probably the one that I don't follow as much as other people on the on Twitter. But no, I've always respected his product, and no, I'm excited to speak to him. So if he comes on, that's great, man. We love to talk, and if not, that's fine too. Hopefully one day, but no, if he's interested, I'm absolutely interested. So hopefully he joins the program.
He did start, I believe, the Adrian Amos podcast yesterday. He started.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
Like he can.
This is
if
we can get him on.
He has the connections with the Packer players, folks. So if we somehow, I don't know how, but we might get a Packers players one day, maybe. I don't think so.
I don't know. Baby steps. Baby steps. We got to get some viewers first. I think that's the main thing. But hey, we're trying to be, give our opinion and be as upfront as possible. As you can see, we're not, super. What do you call it? Professional about this, just kind of having a conversation. So we want to get other people involved and all that. So hopefully some people like what we're doing. If not, I'm enjoying it. So it doesn't matter what people think. Hopefully if you enjoy it, other people enjoy it. So if anyone, like I said, wants an outlet to talk about the Packers, feel free to DM me on Twitter. My handle is Arvo15, ARVO15. We could set something up and get some of these guys on here. I think
we could start maybe kind of a chat too. We could have something like a Twitter DM chat, to get if more people are interested and just get it going.
Kind of what the space thing is, which is why I'm excited to get over there if they do this.
Yeah.
And no, it'd be interesting. I like seeing people's faces too. Now, so if people could join in on this, this, how many people can you have on the StreamYard?
6 people, I believe.
6 people. Okay.
Yes.
So. Right now we have 4 people watching. Great, we're going up. So if anyone's watching, feel free to drop a chat. We'll give you a call out. I like doing that too. So so hopefully as time goes on, we might get into a low period where not much is going on as free agency happens, and just talk through. It might be a little bit shorter. We won't ramble as much. I'm sure we're rambling a little bit, but if Matt comes on, we're definitely going to have to make sure that we have a nice itinerary of things and make it a little bit more professional because, he definitely is pretty big in the space. So want to make sure we do a good job.
I mean, I want to talk with him about the NFC North of how he deals with the Vikings and the Bear fans. Mostly, that's what I want to know about him because he posts so much of the Vikings and Bear fans really attacking him, and then he attacks them back for love. But
yeah. All right, what's going on in the background? They're watching
March Madness
basketball.
I don't know what game they're watching in the hallway. It's March Madness Day, apparently.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right, so we'll probably jump off here. You want to let people know where to find you, Jeremy?
All right, so guys, you can find me on Instagram. That is Jeremy Hadler, JEREMY space HADLER. Guys, make sure to leave a like on this video. I appreciate it for you guys. Subscribe to the channel so we can hit this viewership up so we get more viewers in here, and then you guys can come on the channel and to grow this community, which I like to hear from the fans in the chats. So that is all I have for today. We have it. And once again, folks, thank you for tuning in.
We're not going to say anything about me?
Oh, fine. Thanks, Mike, for coming on.
Nah, no one cares about me. It's all good. No, but I'll just give my stuff real quick if anyone's interested. So, again, my name's Mike.
And you gave your Twitter out.
Yeah, I did give my Twitter out, but I'll give my Instagram out too. Instagram is Titletown Memes. So again, I said this last week, but trying to get the meme channel up on the Packers, and I find that fun. I find talking about the Packers fun. Really, anything involving the Packers fun. So feel free to hit us up. Feel free to hit me up anytime, and love to talk and get your guys, take on this Adams move, free agency, Green Bay. Hey, maybe we'll do, a meetup in Green Bay one day, So,
I mean, we already have one person just chatted that the Packers not sniffing a Super Bowl in the next 10 years, and that is an Eagles fan.
That's another one of your friends?
That's another one of my friends. That's an Eagles friend. That's an Eagles.
That's all right. See, that's really why I became a big Packers fan, was because I again, I'm not from Wisconsin, from New York, and I have friends who give you a hard time like they're giving you a hard time. So it's all good fun.
Yeah.
The Eagles obviously won the Super Bowl before, or more recently than the Packers have, but we've won more. So we'll take it.
That's all they say. Like, we won more recent Super Bowl. That's all you have. You don't have the playoffs history. You don't have the more championships than us. Like, we're like, you can go look the franchise of the history. You got to do that.
And I'm sorry, this move does not make the Packers any less of a Super Bowl contender than the Eagles. Definitely not the Eagles. I mean, it definitely took a step back, but I wouldn't count us out just yet.
But, all right.
No, so I appreciate the time, guys. Definitely, Jeremy, for speaking. And
all right, guys. As always, go Pack Go.
Go Pack Go.